Hey, this is Charmaine Ironside, and I'm excited to share with you in this video some awesome tips for staying on track or maybe even getting more on track for your goals this holiday season. So a lot of people, I'd say 99% of the population is sort of like stressed and busy and deciding to kind of give up on their fitness and wellness goals for December, and they'll figure it out in January. This is the collective mentality that most people have. And so I'm going to share with you some tips. If you're interested in getting to the next 2019 feeling amazing in your skin, feeling energized, feeling ready to take on the world, and instead of the opposite of feeling lethargic and like you've got to do a million, workouts to burn off all the food you ate. If you want to go into the new year feeling amazing, then these tips are going to be really helpful. So the first tip, which a lot of people find counterintuitive, is to actually let yourself enjoy the food of the season. Now, a lot of people think, oh, it's so bad, I'm going to gain all this weight, and then they still eat the food anyway while feeling bad about it, which often ends up doing two things. First of all, when you're feeling bad as you eat, like guilty and, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, you are actually setting your body up physiologically to hold more fat. It's been proven that when we are in enjoyment and we're having pleasure and we're feeling happy while we eat, we burn fat more effectively than if we're feeling depressed and sad and stressed and guilty and ashamed of what we're eating. So that doesn't mean go crazy and eat everything in sight without any attention to your body. That means when you decide you're going to have something, like I personally love butter tarts. There's some different baking that I love at Christmas. And yeah, I might have a little more than usual because it's just there. However, what I do is I make sure to have it in moderation. I put it on a plate. I savor it. I let myself enjoy it with like this gusto and pleasure. And then I'm done. And I'm satisfied and I feel good about myself instead of like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, blah. And then when you do that, you end up eating more and more and having less and less enjoyment, and it just kind of snowballs. So I really encourage you to put things on a plate, let yourself have them mentally. Once you've decided to have it, be done with it, move on. Okay, the next one is to remember you'll have those tastes again. Remind yourself, okay, you're going to get to taste this taste again. It's not like you're going to have to wait a million years to eat it. Yes, sometimes there's things at Christmas that are very special, and I don't blame you if you want to have a few extra. However, just remember, you will get that taste again, and remind your spirit of that, because it's not usually rational that we do these things, of these overeating things. And sometimes we're like, oh, scarcity mindset, I might not get this again. But you just have to remind yourself, yes, you will. It's all good. It's just a cupcake, or it's just this, and you're definitely going to get it again. And just kind of talk yourself down from that. Another one I like to say is, if it doesn't go to your waist, if it doesn't go to waste, it goes to your waist. So remember, I'll say that again, if it doesn't go to the waist, it goes to your waist. So remember that, if you take a bite of something at a party or you're at someone's house for dinner and you're just like, nah, don't love it, not calorie worthy, please do your body a service and don't eat it. No matter what your background is, no matter how much food kind of ideas you've been, have been indoctrinated into you over the years. Like me, I remember we had to clear our plate. We couldn't leave the dinner table till our plate was clear. There's children in Africa starving. You should really eat all of that. Or it's really rude not to finish the pie crust. Or I had all these different stories about food, and they weren't serving me as an adult. They were conditioned into me as a child, but as an adult, I'm like, wow, clearing my plate is not serving me anymore. And there's just so many things like that I had to work through. So I just encourage you, remember, if it doesn't go to waste, it goes to your waist. Your body is a temple. Your body is not, a dumping ground. Your body is not a garbage can. Your body is a temple. It is a gift. You get to take care of it. That's what's so amazing. You get this gift and you get to choose if you're going to take care of it or if you're going to trash it like it's garbage. So I believe it's a temple. I know my body's a temple. I know your body's a temple. So just start to think about, how can I treat my body like a temple more this season? I also encourage you to think about, as you're heading into an event or a dinner party or a party or whatever, think about your intention for your future self. How do you want to feel in 2019? How do you want to feel tomorrow? And just think about that to guide you and inspire you to make bit better food choices and alcohol choices. And, you know, for me, I'm going to a party tonight actually, and I want to wake up tomorrow feeling amazing and able to spend time with my daughter and get some to-dos done. And so I know the way I eat tonight will affect that. If I eat a whole bunch of sugar and a whole bunch of junk, I'm not going to have any energy tomorrow. I'm probably going to get sick because whenever I eat a lot of sugar, I get sick. And so I'm just going to make sure I enjoy a few treats of the season within moderation, keeping my future Charmaine and self. So think about your future self. You know, what does that person deserve and how do you want to feel? And let that guide you and inspire you. Because if you go into a party with no intentionality, you don't have, or maybe your intention is to just go crazy, that's what's going to happen. But if your intention is, I'm going to enjoy some treats, I'm going to enjoy some conversation, I'm going to really soak in the season, and then I'm going to be done and I'm going to go home maybe earlier than usual and make sure I get good rest. If that's your intention going in, I guarantee that's how it's going to turn out. But if your intention is, whatever, I'm going to have like some wine and blah, then you're probably just going to go a bit crazy. And that's what I like to talk about alcohol. You know, I love my wine. I'm pregnant right now, so I'm not really drinking a lot of wine. However, you know, one thing I know for sure when I'm not pregnant and I am indulging in wine and savoring wine, if I have more than 2 glasses, my food inhibitions completely change. I start to crave more things that I normally would never eat because they don't serve me. All of these, you know, my beautiful desires for my body go out the window. So I want you to put yourself in that position. If alcohol causes you to make food choices that don't serve you and life choices that don't serve you, perhaps consider, at least, very least I say, drink a glass of water, between every glass of alcohol. That will at least help you stay hydrated and slow you down from drinking. And just remember, alcohol actually breaks down your hard worked for muscle, and it causes way different food choices, and it turns to sugar in your body very quickly. So I'm not saying don't enjoy it. I definitely am all about savoring a glass or 2 of wine or whatever your thing is. However, your body is a temple, I'll say that again, and it's not without consequence if you overdo it. And your body's worth it, you're worth it, your goals are worth it, you got this. So, you know, the last thing I'll say is when you head into a party or an event, try to go in with a little bit of hunger, but not being starving. So what I like to do is I make like a little protein shake before I would go to a party, or I'll have actually like a little bit of a meal before I go, because I know it's just gonna kind of be junky appetizers that might be yummy, but they're kind of not serving my body, or a lot of sweets. And if I go in ravenously hungry, it's not about willpower. It doesn't matter my intentions. If I'm ravenously hungry, if you're ravenously hungry, you will not make good food choices. That is proven across the board. That's why they say never go shopping on an empty stomach, because you'll make different choices than you would if you were not hungry. So go into those parties without too crazy of a hunger level so that you can make good food choices. With amounts, you know, quantity is huge. A lot of people don't think about quantity. They just think about what you're eating. And actually, you can have some treats and indulgences, and make sure you just eat to the point where you still have energy, you still feel light, instead of all that turkey hangover where you just feel so unwell and exhausted, because that's not living, okay? So those are my tips. Love to hear your feedback, and I'd love to hear if you have any tips for avoiding the holiday weight gain that so many people fall into, because we are different. We're the change makers. We're going to go into the new year feeling amazing. I know I am, and I hope you are, and all of these little tips will add up to huge results. So happy holidays to you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.